Hey there, fish players. If you're diving into the world of fishing, you know just how many rods there are to choose from. Each one has its own vibe, design, and special way to unlock it, making the decision a bit overwhelming. Whether you're fishing on one of the many islands or unlocking rods through side quests, it's easy to get lost in the sea of options. But don't worry, we've got your back. Today, we're going to break down all the fishing rods in Fisch, ranking them from the best to the least helpful so you can make the smartest choice for your fishing adventure. Now, with so many rods scattered around, figuring out which one is worth your time can be a bit tricky. Some are unlocked through completing side quests, while others you can grab just by exploring. But hey, no need to stress. In this video, we're going to guide you through each rod's strengths and weaknesses, and help you decide which one will reel in the biggest catch. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned pro, we've got all the info you need to fish like a champion. So, grab your rod and let's dive in. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking fishing rods in Fisch. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
A very small portion of the audience is subscribed to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos. Thanks.
The fishing rods in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, candy cane rod, fisher's rod, frost warden rod, buddy bond rod, carbon rod, stone rod, a training rod, plastic rod, long rod, and flimsy rod. Alright, let's dive into the rods you should absolutely avoid in Fisch. I'm talking about the ones that are straight up underwhelming and won't get you anywhere fast. I mean, we all want that shiny new gear, but some rods are just not worth the effort, and we're about to break them down so you don't make the same mistakes I did. First up, we have the flimsy rod. This is the rod you start with, and honestly, it's exactly what it sounds like. Flimsy. Lure speed, 0. Luck, nada. Control and resilience, don't even bother checking. It's a low-level starter rod, and it's only useful for catching a few fish early on to help you build up enough cash for something better. But if you stick with it, you're basically wasting your time. It's like trying to race in a go-kart when everyone else is driving sports cars. Then we have the buddy bond rod. You might think it sounds cool, right? Like, oh, I get a boost when my friend's playing. But here's the thing, it's only useful if you have a friend actively playing with you. And since it's unobtainable now, you're kind of out of luck unless you've already got it. Even then, the actual stats aren't all that great on their own. You're better off just investing in a solid rod that gives you consistent performance without relying on someone else to be there. Now, let's talk about the training rod. I know the name sounds like it should be a decent option for leveling up, right? But nope, it's got 70% luck, and that's a huge deal breaker. You'll be spending way more time fishing for absolutely nothing, and that can be super frustrating. The lure speed is decent, but it's hard to make up for that steep luck penalty. So if you're thinking about using this rod, you might want to reconsider and save up for something more reliable. The plastic rod isn't much better. Sure, it has a little luck and resilience, but that's pretty much it. When you look at the lure speed, it's nothing to write home about either. You're just not getting the bang for your buck here. If you're looking to make real progress, you're probably better off grabbing something else to speed things up. Plus, it's not even that cheap, costing you 900 coins. Definitely not worth it for the stats you're getting in return. Next, we have the stone rod. Oh boy, this one is a bit of a doozy. It has a 25% lure speed, which is a huge negative when you want to catch fish efficiently. Yeah, it has some luck, but the drawbacks are too significant to make this a solid choice. You'll end up wasting a ton of time for fish you don't even want, and at 3,000 coins, it's just not a great deal. If you've got the cash, spend it on something with better stats, because this rod won't get you far. Moving on to the carbon rod, which is definitely an improvement over the previous ones, but still just not good enough. It has 10% lure speed and a 50 kg max weight, which isn't exactly stellar. Yeah, it gives you a decent amount of luck, but that lure speed reduction is going to slow you down. For 2,000 coins, you can do better. I'd recommend saving up a bit longer and going for something that's really worth your money. And then there's the fisher's rod. It's got a little bit of everything: luck, resilience, and control. Sounds good, right? Well, not so fast. The lure speed is low, and it's not nearly enough to make up for it. Plus, you can only grab it with the starter pack for 99 Robux, so it's really more of a cash grab than a useful tool. If you're not really trying to drop Robux, you're better off skipping this one. Finally, we've got the Frost Warden rod. It sounds like a premium item, doesn't it? 45% luck, 15% resilience. Pretty nice, right? The catch is it costs a ridiculous 799 Robux if you're buying it from the winter bundle pack. It's one of those items that might look tempting, but unless you're really invested in the game and have money to burn, you'll probably find that other rods give you better stats without the hefty price tag. So there you have it. These rods might sound like they have potential, but trust me, you're better off avoiding them and saving up for the good stuff. Keep an eye on your stats and don't let these underwhelming rods drag you down. The fishing rods in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Astral Rod, Event Horizon Rod, Riptide Rod, Antler Rod, Haunted Rod, Fungal Rod, Fast Rod, Relic Rod, Magma Rod, Lucky Rod, North Star Rod, Fishmas Rod, and Frostfire Rod. Alright, let's talk about the rods that, let's be honest, aren't exactly going to be your main go-tos for fishing, but hey, every rod has its charm, right? So, in today's video, we're diving into the D-tier fish rods, the ones that may not have the best stats, but still have a bit of value if you know how to work with them. First up, we've got the Astral Rod. It has that I'm special vibe, giving you a 5% chance to catch fish with the lunar mutation. That's pretty neat, especially if you're aiming to fill up that mutation collection, but let's be real here, the stats aren't exactly game-changing. It's only got a 10% lure speed, 30% luck, and well, not much else going for it. Plus, it's only redeemable through fish codes, so it's not something you're going to be pulling out of your inventory regularly. Next, we have the Event Horizon Rod. This one's a kind of a nostalgia piece since it's unobtainable now. Same stats as the Astral Rod, but with that exclusive, you can't get this anymore factor. It does give you a 5% chance at catching lunar mutation fish, just like the Astral Rod, but its real value is in the fact that it's a rare collector's item for those who were around when it was available. Still, for regular fishing, it's not really something you'll want to rely on. Now, the Riptide Rod is a bit more interesting. It's got 20% lure speed and 25% luck, which isn't terrible, but its real trick is that tide meter. After 5 perfect casts, you get a nice little boost of 30% luck and 25% speed. So, if you're willing to grind a little and put in some effort, this rod can really pay off in the long run. It's a nice tool to have, especially if you're trying to level up and catch some tougher fish, but it's not a must-have in the grand scheme of things. On the flip side, we've got the Antler Rod. This one might look like a winner with 45% luck, but that 4% resilience is a real kicker. Plus, the max weight capacity is only 200 kilos, which is pretty low. However, the 25% chance of catching fish with the Jolly mutation is pretty fun, and it's one of those rods you'd probably just leave in your collection if you don't want to miss out on a mutation. The downside, it's only available through the advent calendar and it's unobtainable now, so unless you snagged it in the past, you're out of luck. Let's move on to the Haunted Rod. This rod has a pretty spooky vibe with 50% luck and a 20% chance to catch sinister or ghastly mutation fish. Sounds cool, right? Well, it's not all fun and games. The catch is that it has 0% resilience and 0% max kg. You're really banking on your luck with this one. But hey, if you want to go for a specific type of fish mutation, this might be a rod you keep around for the vibe, even if it's not the best in terms of overall performance. The Fungal Rod is definitely one of the more interesting D-tier rods. With a touch of 10% lure speed and no control, it's definitely not something you'd want to rely on in terms of stats, but it does have that passive that boosts your luck by 20% for 45 seconds, which can be super helpful for completing bestiaries or catching specific fish. It's one of those rods that doesn't shine in the numbers but makes up for it with a unique ability. So don't count it out entirely. It's worth considering if you're in the right situation. Let's not forget the Fast Rod. This one's all about speed, with a massive 45% lure speed, but it comes with on 15% luck and 12% resilience, making it a bit of a trade-off. It's only got a max kg of 175 kilos, so it's not great for hauling in the big ones. But if you're in an early grind and need something to reel in fish quickly, the Fast Rod can be handy. Just know that you're sacrificing some luck and resilience for that speed boost. Lastly, we've got the Lucky Rod. Now, if you're looking for luck, this rod has 60% of it. Unfortunately, it also comes with some heavy downsides, like 30% lure speed and 12% resilience, plus a max kg of 175 kilos. It's a little bit of a gamble since you're really hoping that luck will make up for the other shortcomings. But if you're fishing for those rare fish and need a luck boost, the Lucky Rod can be a decent choice for the short term. So, there you have it. These D-tier rods might not be the shining stars of fish, but they've got their moments. Whether it's the boost to your luck, a chance at special mutations, or just that nostalgia factor, they've got something to offer. Would you keep any of these in your lineup, or are you waiting for something better to come along? Let me know in the comments. The fishing rods in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Phoenix rod, crystallized rod, firework rod, rapid rod, Midas rod, Krampus's rod, reinforced rod, Arctic rod, summit rod, resourceful rod, wisdom rod, scurvy rod, ice warper's rod, fortune rod, and magnet rod. Alright, let's talk about some of the fishing rods in fish that are fine, but probably not going to win you any awards. These rods are great if you're just starting out or looking to tick off some specific tasks. I'm talking about the C-tier rods, the ones that can get you through certain quests or unlock some cool stuff, but they're not exactly top of the line. So, grab your bait and let's dive in. First up, we've got the Phoenix rod. This one has a decent 55% lure speed, which is alright for when you need to reel in fish quickly. It's got a 35% luck boost, but don't get too excited because that's balanced out by a 10% resilience drop. And the kicker? It's got a 40% chance of catching fish with the Scorched mutation. Not the highest, but hey, it's got a niche, and at 40,000 coins, it's a decent starting rod for anyone looking to get into mutation hunting. Next on the list is the crystallized rod, which can be pretty handy for certain quests. It's a bit slower with a 35% lure speed, but its real value is in the 45% luck boost and the 12% chance to catch fish with the crystallized mutation. Why is that important? Well, you need these fish to get the crystallized enchant relics, which are required to unlock the fancy exalted rod. It's a bit of a grind, but it's useful, and at 35,000 coins, it's affordable for the most part. Then we've got the firework rod, a fun one, especially if you like a bit of flair. This rod gives you a 15% chance of getting firework mutated fish, and while it's not going to break any records, it's cool to have. The downside is, you can't actually get it anymore since it's a reward from Dr. Glimmerfin's quest. It's one of those look but don't touch rods, which is a bit of a bummer if you missed the event. Still, it's nice to remember if you're one of the lucky ones who grabbed it back in the day. Now, let's talk about the rapid rod. The stats on this one are a bit quirky. It's got a 72% lure speed, which is crazy fast, but that comes at the cost of a 20% luck and a 20% resilience. So, you're not getting a lot of bang for your buck in terms of quality catches. But hey, if you're looking to grab some of the rarer items like enchant relics, treasure maps, or nukes, things that don't rely on luck, this rod is perfect. It's all about getting in there fast, and for 14,000 coins, you get what you pay for. Moving on, we've got the Midas rod, which is a bit of a mixed bag. On one hand, it gives you a solid 60% chance of getting fish with the Midas mutation, but the lure speed's only 60% and the luck is just 10%. Add in that 20% resilience and you've got a rod that's good for mutations but not much else. It's a bit of a gamble, and at 55,000 coins, you're better off waiting for a higher tier rod if you're after something with more overall reliability. Let's not forget about the Krampus's rod. This one's fun because it gives you a random stat buff after every 10 catches. Maybe it'll boost your lure speed, or maybe it'll buff your luck. It's a gamble, but that's part of the charm. With a 30% lure speed and 15% luck, it's not the fastest or the luckiest, but the buffs keep things interesting. At 30,000 coins, it's a rod that'll keep you on your toes, which can be pretty exciting if you're into surprises. The reinforcer rod might look a little underwhelming with a 0% lure speed and just 25% luck, but it has a special perk. It lets you fish in the brine pool and lava, two pretty cool areas to explore. So, if you're after those specific fish, this is your rod. The 0% resilience doesn't really help, but for 20,000 coins, it's worth picking up if you need access to those areas. Finally, there's the magnet rod. It's got a negative lure speed, 10%, and no control or resilience, but the real magic comes from the 70% luck boost. Plus, it increases the chances of catching bait crates, which can be super handy for stocking up on fishing supplies. At 15,000 coins, it's pretty cheap and can help you keep your inventory stocked, so if that's your thing, go for it. So there you have it. The C-tier rods and fish are far from the best, but they've all got their unique purposes. Whether you're looking to collect certain mutations, finish a quest, or just catch some special items, these rods can help you get the job done. They're like the trusty sidekicks of the fishing world, just don't expect them to carry the team. The fishing rods in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Abyssal Spectre Rod, Depth Seeker Rod, Champion's Rod, Volcanic Rod, Precision Rod, Sunken Rod, King's Rod, Avalanche Rod, Steady Rod, Nocturnal Rod, Seasons Rod, and Destiny Rod. Alright, let's dive right into the rods in B tier of Fisch. These rods might not be the absolute best, but trust me, they'll make your fishing journey a lot smoother, especially in the early game. Now don't expect them to blow your mind, but they'll definitely do the job and help you catch those elusive fish before you level up to something better. Let's start with the Volcanic Rod. This one's a bit of a gem. Sure, the lure speed is low and the resilience isn't anything to write home about, but here's the kicker. It has a 20% chance to catch fishes with the Ashen Fortune mutation. That's some serious added value, especially if you're hunting for those special mutations. It's one of the coolest rods in this tier just for that chance alone, so if you get your hands on it, don't sleep on it. The Steady Rod is like your trusty sidekick during the early stages. The stats aren't amazing, with terrible lure speed and low luck, but it has great resilience and a nifty feature. It increases the shake UI. If you've been fishing for a while, you know how annoying that shake can be. This rod makes sure you spend less time fumbling and more time reeling in the fish. It's your go-to when you're just starting out, but it's time to move on once you hit the mid-game. Once you've got the Avalanche Rod in your inventory, your fishing life gets a whole lot easier. With solid stats like decent lure speed, high control, and some resilience, it's a major upgrade over the Steady Rod. This rod is perfect for players transitioning into the mid-game, where you're starting to take fishing a bit more seriously and want something reliable that still packs a punch. Now, the Abyssal Spectre Rod might not have the flashy perks, but it's still an excellent choice. Why? Because its resilience is outstanding. This thing will help you catch secret fish with ease. If you've got a particular mission or just want to level up your fishing game in the depths of Fisch, this rod is going to make it so much easier to hook the rare ones. Plus, it's not a bad pick if you want to hang on to something that gives you more consistency. On the other hand, the Champion's Rod brings a nice mix of stats, but it's a little more balanced and less specialized. It's got decent lure speed, control, and luck, making it a solid choice if you just want a reliable rod for any occasion. Not flashy, but you won't regret having it in your arsenal. It's the type of rod you keep around until you can afford something better. Next up is the King's Rod, and yes, it's a bit of a strange one. It has negative lure speed, but if you can look past that, it actually gives you a fun little bonus. Every fish caught is 5% bigger in size. This might not be the first rod you want to grab, but it's certainly an interesting option when you're after those larger fish for some extra bragging rights. You can't forget about the Sunken Rod, especially since it's free. You get this beauty from treasure chests, and while the stats aren't the greatest, it comes with some nice perks. There's a 5% chance to grant the Sunken mutation, plus you get treasure maps after every 10 catches. The extra goodies are worth it, and it's a great rod to use while you're still working your way up the tier ladder. Finally, we have the Precision Rod, which, let's be honest, sounds cool, but doesn't perform quite as well as its name suggests. With 150% luck but no control, it's more of a gamble than a solid pick. But hey, it could be fun to experiment with if you like taking risks or just want to chase after that shiny fish. Still, I wouldn't recommend relying on it too long. So, there you have it, B tier rods in Fisch. They've got their pros and cons, but they'll definitely help you on your fishing journey before you hit the big leagues. Remember, these rods are great for beginners and intermediate players, but you'll want to upgrade as soon as you have the resources. Stay tuned and keep on fishing. The fishing rods in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Kraken Rod, Leviathan's Fang Rod, Rod of the Depths, Brick Rod, Exalted Rod, Zeus Rod, Tempest Rod, Challenger's Rod, Celestial Rod, Voyager Rod, Poseidon Rod, Trident Rod, Lost Rod, Auric Rod, Mythical Rod, and Aurora Rod. Alright, let's talk about the real heavy hitters in Fisch, the A tier rods. If you're serious about fishing, whether it's raking in cash or leveling up like a boss, these rods are your best friends. No fluff here, just the rods that will get you results. Whether you're grinding for those rare catches or just trying to keep your progress smooth, these rods have you covered. Let's kick the things off with the Kraken Rod. Now, if you're looking to complete that beastly bestiary and snag the rarest fishes, this is the rod you'll need. With a solid 185% luck and a 10th chance to catch fishes with the Tentacle Surge mutation, this bad boy will help you fill up your collection while keeping things exciting. Plus, it guarantees higher tier fishes every 50 catches. It's a bit pricey at £1,333 coins, but totally worth it when you're after the big stuff. Next up, we've got the Leviathan's Fang Rod. This one is for those who want to go big or go home. It boosts your resilience by plus 50 when catching Scylla, and that infinite max kg means you won't ever have to worry about running out of space for those gigantic catches. If you're looking to catch some serious fish, and I mean seriously big fish, this rod is a must-have for your collection. But hey, not everyone needs something that expensive. If you're still leveling up but want something reliable, check out the Rod of the Depths. It offers a 130% luck boost, a free fish after every 3 successful catches, and costs just 750,000 coins. It's a solid choice for players who want great returns without breaking the bank. Plus, who doesn't love a free fish now and then? Now, let's talk about a beginner's best friend, the Brick Rod. I know, it sounds basic, but trust me, this rod is awesome for getting your start. With a 100% chance to catch fishes with the studded mutation, you'll be raking in those valuable fishes without breaking a sweat. At just 13,337 coins, it's an absolute steal. It's a no-brainer for anyone just starting out, and it'll keep you busy as you work your way up. But wait, there's more. If you're looking to boost your XP like a pro, the Celestial Rod should be on your radar. This rod boosts your luck and lure speed by 50% and 30% after 85 catches, giving you a nice XP boost to level up faster. Sure, it might take a little while to see the full benefit, but trust me, it's worth it. Plus, it's not just about XP, you'll still catch some solid fish with it. For a bit more flair and some extra progress, let's talk about the Zeus Rod. This rod offers a 95% chance of getting an electric shock mutation and a 5% chance of getting the charred mutation. With 70% lure speed and 1,700,000 coins price tag, it's perfect for adding a bit of zap to your fishing. And who doesn't want to summon Zeus's domain while they're reeling in a catch? The vibe is unreal. But if you're looking for a rod that makes everything go just a bit faster, the Tempest Rod is your go-to. With a 90% lure speed, it's built for speed fishing. On top of that, it gives you a 15% progress speed boost with every catch, so you can keep that XP and cash flowing at lightning speed. It's a solid pick if you want to speed through your fishing sessions and get the most out of your time. Lastly, we've got the Trident Rod. This is one of the most flexible rods you'll find in the mid-game. It offers a 30% chance to catch fish with the Atlantean mutation, plus it stuns the fishes. While it doesn't have the same raw power as some other rods, its versatility and ability to adapt to different fishing situations make it a fantastic all-rounder. If you're in the middle of your fish journey and want something reliable, the Trident Rod is definitely a solid option to consider. Alright, with all these amazing rods, it's time to figure out which enchantments to use. For a smoother fishing experience, try pairing these rods with hasty or resilient enchantments. Hasty will speed things up if you're all about quick catches, while resilient will help you endure those longer fishing sessions, ensuring you don't get caught in any frustrating moments. The fishing rods in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Ethereal Prism Rod, Seraphic Rod, Rod of the Forgotten Fang, Heaven's Rod, Rod of the Zenith, Rod of the Eternal King, No Life Rod, and Poseidon Rod. Alright, let's talk about some of the best fishing rods in Fish. If you're looking to reel in the big catches and maximize your profits, then you're in the right place. The rods I'm going to talk about are absolute game changers, and trust me, you'll want to have them in your arsenal. First up, we have the Ethereal Prism Rod. Oh, this one is a beast. It's got a 95% lure speed and a 195% luck, which is just insane. If you're all about that cash grind, this rod is one of the top choices. And with a 50% chance to catch fish with the Prismized mutation, you're really stacking the odds in your favor. The price? A hefty 15 million coins, but every penny is worth it if you're serious about fishing for those big bucks. Then there's the Seraphic Rod, and if you've got the patience to grind, you're in for a treat. It's a freebie once you hit level 1000, which is a pretty sweet deal. The 95% lure speed is on par with the Prism Rod, but this one gives you a 60% boost in progress speed, so you're basically doubling down on your efforts. With 150% luck, it's a solid choice for those who prefer a free ride to greatness. Now, if you're into leveling up fast, you'll definitely want the Rod of the Forgotten Fang. With a 78% lure speed and 145% luck, this rod is great for the grind. The cool part, after every 3 perfect catches, you summon a Meg, which rewards you with a higher tier fish. You'll need Meg's Fang, Meg's Spine, and Lunar Thread to craft it, but the effort is worth it for those looking to level up quickly. Next, we have the Heaven's Rod, a rod designed for those who want to go all in on cash grabbing. With 225% luck and a 15% chance to catch fish with the Heavenly mutation, it's perfect for anyone focused on fishing for the big wins. You'll need 1.75 million coins to get your hands on this one, but it's a steal when you consider how much cash you can earn from all those lucky catches. The Rod of the Zenith is another rod that's perfect for those looking to add a little spice to their fishing routine. With an 85% lure speed and 145% luck, it's no slouch. But the real kicker is the second minigame it triggers, which increases the mutation multiplier based on perfect catches. If you've got a knack for minigames, this rod could be a fun way to boost your profits. All it takes is 10 million coins to make it yours. For the more hardcore players, the Rod of the Eternal King is an absolute must-have. With a 50% lure speed and 160% luck, it's a strong contender in any fishing setup. The bonus? It has a 10% chance of granting a 150% luck boost every 30 seconds. Plus, there's a 20% chance to catch fish with the Greedy mutation, perfect for those who want to max out their fishing potential. If you're ready to commit, you'll need some golden sea pearls, inferno wood, and lunar thread to craft this one. The No Life Rod is another one of those rods that's great for grinding. With 90% lure speed and 105% luck, it's perfect for getting things done quickly, and the 20% chance to get fish with the Hexted mutation is pretty cool. You can grab this one for free at level 500, so it's a nice rod to use as you're working your way up. Finally, there's the Poseidon's Rod, which is great if you're looking to get those extra cash rewards based on the fish's weight. The 25% chance to get cash rewards is pretty sweet, especially when combined with a 10% chance to get the King's Blessing mutation. It's also got 165% luck, so you can expect to catch some really good fish with this one. At 1.56 million coins, it's not too expensive either, considering all the bonuses you get. In summary, these rods are absolute powerhouses in fish. Whether you're after quick cash, high-level fish, or just an all-around good time, there's a rod here for you. And remember, using the Sea Overlord or Subspace enchantments can seriously boost your earnings. So get out there, level up your rods, and fish your way to fortune. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.